to you by EA Sports. It's the Panthers and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it comes your way next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Carolina Panthers and our home team. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. So here are the Panthers backed up to start their initial drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And it wasn't really his best performance of the year in the wildcard round last week. He just had the one touchdown pass, but he got the job done and his team advanced. For them to continue on to the championship round, though, and he's going to need to take a few more chances with the ball downfield, push it a little bit more, and make sure his team finds its way into the end zone a few more times.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Throwing is Smith. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Smith. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Looked like man coverage, able to read it there on the outside for the completion. That'll be something to track as the game goes along here.
They certainly will, and there's so many different ways that they will try to figure out whether they're in man or zone. Sometimes you'll run a guy in motion to see if someone runs with him. Other times you'll empty out the backfield, spread it out, and see if everyone comes out and matches up. In any event, anytime you see man coverage, you tell your guys you got to win those matchups, because if you do, you'll get the football and probably for a nice game.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Smith. He's got Mason complete. And he's brought down after a very nice game. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the belt buckle, because where it goes, that's where you find his body. And he was able to get in there and make a great play.
Scoring first, so critical in the postseason. They've got it here 1st and goal. They'll run here with Mason. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Ben Mason. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Panthers are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. A 10-play drive that time, and the end result, a Panthers touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And what a great game that was to watch last week, because he put on a show in the wild card round with 5 touchdown passes. So if you ever want to see what a hot quarterback looks like, watch that tape. Let's see if that same hot quarterback shows up in this one.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff out of the gun. Room here to run. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Harrington. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And Graham on the grab. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 36.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. And he'll give it here to his running back. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
He's brought down at the 31. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 26. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's long. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Looking to throw. This is caught. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
4 yards on the pickup. It's now 3rd and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Armadillos are an extra point away from evening this one up. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
Now here's a throw that's complete. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. third down. They gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Here's Hyde. Hyde dancing past it. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DM.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's long. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. It's French, and he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harrington. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 20-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Let's go! The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
They'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal.
And they ran just a little underneath route here on 1st and goal, but there's really not a whole lot of room to operate this close to the goal line. He's just not able to get loose after the catch.
Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Back to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Armadillos have taken the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Now the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Panthers about ready to take over. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Well, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Smith now to throw. Throw caught there by Willis. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Mason. And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call the position. It's who you put there. And there we saw completion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 48 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
He finds his man complete. That's long. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that they don't start to slow him down. It's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Armadillos are able to add on to that lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. A drive that time of 6 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off. Taken at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Carolina offense about ready to go. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's the fullback, Mason. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
After a play like that, it should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Smith. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Here's the Panthers punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Well, he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and possession will switch hands 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's in his own 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They're going to look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's long. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. 39 yards. And the Armadillos continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Mason. Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down. A shotgun snap for Smith. Can't get away, and he's taken down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Here's the Panthers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. High dancing past him, and he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's showing off that arm, showing it off very well. They've got the lead. Don't forget, though, about the protection he's had. The protection's been good.
And I'll guarantee you he hasn't forgotten about it at all, because that's keeping him clean in the pocket, allowing him to step into throws and make those deep passes come true. I mean, it's just been beautiful for him to do. But guess what? In the huddle, on the sidelines, guaranteed he's thanking those big guys up front for keeping him safe. I have a feeling he may even buy dinner.
Indeed, entertaining to relive some of those deep balls. 2nd and 9 now. Throw left side complete. That's French. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground, and here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Back to throw here. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Panthers. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. He's at the 40. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On third down, French, and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his third third touchdown of the game. And the Armadillos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. From the gun, here's Smith. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on 2nd down, Smith. And he's got his big tight end here. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. The final shot here before break. Smith. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, this is the second of 4 games this weekend as we narrow the field down to the 4 teams who will meet in the league championship games next Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for our home team, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Not much there, only a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down now, it's French. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd and 7.
Now back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Smith. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
And now out comes Houston. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now a 2nd down and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. French, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Harrington. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a 1st down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right, safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he'll give it here to his running back. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. French able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. He'll drop to throw. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Armadillos are pouring it on. And right now, Charles, I think you'd have to say their class starting to show through.
Yeah, they were disappointed not to get the #1 seed in the playoffs, but the reality is these guys can play anywhere. It doesn't matter for them.
And if they can indeed hold on to this lead, that's going to set up one heck of a championship game next Sunday.
Let's come back and watch it, shall we?
Something tells me you and I are going to be there. Now for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I'm here, my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Sean Payton not liking that last call. He's going to go ahead and challenge it. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So Sean Payton correcting his decision to challenge as he wins the appeal. On a return of time. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
That's what he's done here in this one so far.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And left side here, it's Graham. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll look to throw here. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. We'll check on his status when we get back. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll drop to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Armadillos have taken a 6-touchdown lead. And he's such a talented tight end, just creates nightmarish-type matchups on the other side.
He's so good that when we say tight end, we're almost damning him with faint praise, aren't we? Because he can do it all. He's as good as any receiver in the NFL.
Well, that's the deal. He's a wide receiver, just in a bigger body.
Bigger body, a matchup nightmare, and who's going to cover? When I sit in the film session, I'll just look at the coach and say, really? Really? You going to yell at me? You go cover him.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now Smith. Able to find Willis. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. So now our referee looking at the sideline saying, are you sure? But yes, this defense has accepted the penalty, so that means they will not take possession on the front. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. They were trying to set up a screen there, but that one just too slow in developing.
Yeah, too slow in developing and well read, because that ends up being a bad feeling for the quarterback. When he's got no blocking in front of him, his guys are just going to let defenders go, and they're coming for him. So if it's not there, you just got to throw the ball at the turf at your running back's feet.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. To throw is Smith. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I notice you used the word sparked because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
Here's the Panthers punter now as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have all but booked their ticket to the NFC Championship game next weekend, and they look to finish things off here now in this fourth quarter. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harrington. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. On third down, it's French. And it would appear he's going to be short of a first down as he stopped right around the 29. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring out the 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So possession goes over here on the punt. Carolina getting set to take the field. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Now it's Smith. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from the defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen. Broke off his pass rush, and then got back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic and intelligent play. Reminds me of you working out and seeing that the treadmill's open and getting there before anyone else.
See, I know you're just patronizing me right now. Everybody knows at home that that is nothing but a shot at me, and I'll take it, absorb it, and we'll move on.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is going to be 3rd and 13. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's the Panthers punter now as he's on to kick it away. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. Houston set to take over. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
118 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. French. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
A gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Hands it off out of the gun. Gets past one man. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll try the left side. It's French. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Despite the strong run, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. And they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down. And they give this time to the tailback. And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
And onto the field, here come the Panthers. They knew this would be tough on the road divisional round, and that has certainly been the case with the deficit they face in this 4th quarter. From the 50, it's Smith. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith is going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. They'll run on 1st down. French. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
147 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Oh, he's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll keep it on the ground. It's French. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. He'll look to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Graham. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Houston. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted.
Picked off by Pat Surtain.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
They'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. They'll keep it on the ground. French, he'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
It is fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, Smith. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. On 1st and 10, Smith gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
To throw again on 2nd down. Smith.
That's caught. It's McCaffrey again. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Smith throwing again. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
One last throw here for Smith. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.